I present to you the newest chapter of Dragon Ball Shippuden. Let's begin. So this takes place after a month of Goku being coerced by Tsunade to basically stay put and stay in jail until all the ninja nations figure out what to do with something like Goku. So at this point in time, he's already been courted by Toby as a friendly ally that comes and goes from his cell at will. Obviously, Toby is not the friendly ally that Goku is hoping for, but Goku doesn't know that, and Toby, at this point, I don't even think that Toby really would want to mess with someone like Goku, but he realizes that Goku can be manipulated. He is actually quite innocent, and he's actually quite gullible to anything that you say, and he can be persuaded to do anything due to his curiosity and his fighting intrigue. So after a month of Goku being in what essentially sums up to solitary confinement because he was stuck in jail waiting for Tsunade to come up with a plan, he decides enough is enough. And this is probably the most believable aspect of Goku in this manga, and this whole manga is absolutely brilliant, absolutely believable. Huge shout out to Hawkbo for creating Dragon Ball Shippuden, my favorite Dragon Ball fan manga, and continuing it and continuing their arc career all these years later. I'm gonna leave a link to their Twitter account in the description below in the top comment, as well as the Patreon if you'd like to support Dragon Ball Shippuden. That's where you're gonna go. Goku goes to plan B and literally just says Toby's name for Toby to appear right there. Toby was not there at all, meaning that Toby is keeping such a watchful eye on Goku that he can appear at a moment's notice just by Goku saying his name. And so Goku tells Toby that he's ready for his secret plan, and I'm sure that this plan is literally just for Goku to leave confinement and to not be in jail anymore. I don't think it's going to be anything sinister. I don't think it's going to be anything that is diabolical, because this manga has kept such a sense of reality when it comes to Dragon Ball characters and Naruto characters interacting with each other that Goku would not go to the dark side, because he would probably feel like, you know, Toby is not really on the up and up 110%. And so Toby reacts with probably like the most Toby way of reacting to Goku and trying to keep up this charade, and kind of like this clueless nature of Toby. This actually may be realistically kind of blocking Goku from feeling like sinisterness from Toby at all. And he may be thinking like, oh, Toby's kind of just similar to me, because Toby says, Goku, when a man tells another man, I am ready for your secret place, it can be misinterpreted. I mean, yeah, it absolutely can. And he says, I feel like telling you, sorry pal, you are not my type. Obviously this goes over Goku's head. Goku's not really understanding that. I mean, he doesn't really understand even like romance or anything like that, so he would definitely not understand this joke. But I think Toby's reaction kind of put Goku on ease that, you know, Toby's not really a bad guy, at least, or maybe he's not as bad as, you know, maybe he feels something from him. Maybe he does feel like a sense of this guy is not 100% good. But Goku doesn't really care about dabbling with people that are, you know, on the darker side of things, on the darker spectrum, because I mean, he's best friends with Vegeta. So this is where we get to the crux of the plan, and what the plan is the dimensional altar. It's the altar, what I'm assuming is the Chinchuriki altar that Toby uses to remove the tailed beast away from their host. I'm thinking that's what it is. It could be something different, but I'm kind of like connecting to what Toby in this timeline, in this moment, would be doing. And he'd be trying to collect the tailed beast, but he's told Goku and convinced Goku that it is possible to send him home. But even Toby like kind of doubles back and is like trying to make Goku believe that Toby is, you know, a little bit surprised of Goku's answer, even though obviously this is what Toby wants. But he's like, he's asked him a lot of times to come back to his place, but Goku keeps saying like he wants to stay here. And Goku is like, the longer I stay here, the more problems I create. I bet you he's probably thinking of all the problems he's creating right now just by being in this world. Everybody wants him. Everybody wants his power. Everybody wants to meet him. And all the ninja nations could be going to war to get Goku. And so he wants to go with Toby's plan to go back to his own world, which is 100% what Goku would want to do. And it's probably a very heroic thing. Probably also a little bit selfishness here, where Goku just wants to go home or wants to get out of the cell because he's probably bored. Now, Toby tells Goku that he is the boss. Whatever he says, he's going to do. But whatever happens, and it seems like they've had several talks since the last chapter, where Toby kind of initially introduced himself to Goku. it looks like Toby's been kind of stopping by and talking to Goku and trying to convince him to leave, but he tells Goku, like, if you get caught outside of here, you don't know who I am, because at this point in time, Toby is still kind of working in the shadows. He doesn't want to be caught fully. He doesn't really want to be put in the spotlight, not yet, not until his plan is 100% revealed, basically. And Goku says, yeah, of course, let's go right now, and Goku escapes with Toby out of prison. And it looks like Toby has teleported Goku somewhere out deep in the forest, in the jungle, and this is bad news because Tsunade was really expecting and hoping that Goku would stay put, but now the Leaf and probably all Ninja Nation's greatest enemies have Goku. Goku basically is like a willing ally here because he's being friendly with these guys. He doesn't know who they are, but he's being friendly, and I think a huge part of that is the fact that Goku he's a literal god in this world, so there's really nothing for him to fear, and he doesn't believe that these people should be feared, basically. Like, he doesn't believe that his strength can be challenged here. And I'm sorry, this is probably one of the most foolproof Akatsuki plans that ever have been created. Like, this plan is so much better than just ripping the Jinchuriki away from their host and using that power like they did in Naruto. No, this is literally taking a Saiyan, a literal god, to these people and basically making him your friend and your willing puppet, because whatever Toby is saying here, basically Goku is doing. He tells him, hey, just stand right there and I'll cast a dimensional jutsu. Don't worry, we're gonna be all right. Like, don't worry, I'm a friend. Like, this is not really registering with Goku in the same way that it would register against somebody like Vegeta. And this is where I set you guys up, and Goku is here to knock the dominoes down because he says, Toby, wait, I know it's a trap. I know you're Akatsuki, and I know your friends are watching me right now. I mean, I think Goku really just wanted to get out of where he was at this point, and maybe he wanted to lure himself to the Akatsuki, the villains, the enemy of the people that basically had him held captive, and maybe there's some way that he can help them by taking the Akatsuki down. I mean, we're about to see like the next few chapters, because there's a few chapters that are brand new of Goku facing off against the Akatsuki. Is that what's going to happen right now? And Goku, surprisingly or unsurprisingly for a lot of you guys, I mean, I didn't catch this at all, and Goku, his demeanor, like, he switched from like Dragon Ball Super Goku to Dragon Ball Z Goku really quick, and he says that Tsunade told him how evil the Akatsuki are, and he would appreciate it if he could talk the rest of the Akatsuki, his comrades, into, you know, changing their ways, being good guys, or not being evil anymore, and that way they can avoid this conflict. And Toby switches up immediately. He's like, what is your point? And Goku says he wants them to surrender. He says that it is better to be on the just and good path as opposed to the evil path in the long run. I mean, it's not worked out so far for Toby because Goku has double-crossed him, but at the exact same time, he's kind of like standing off against the most powerful being in this universe specifically, and probably our universe as well in Dragon Ball Z. So Toby really has no other options here. Goku makes his demands very, very clear. I feel like Toby probably should have changed his wardrobe a little bit because he looks exactly like Itachi and Kazame, two villains who attacked Goku and brought him into that world where he faced off in a different dimension against a female version of himself. So he says, here are my demands. Tell your friends to drop their weapons, to stop all evil activities, and surrender. Now the ball is in your court. So Goku is giving them options at least. He's not just going to kill them right now. Like, he's not just going into demon time where it's like, I heard you're strong. It's time for me to see how strong all of you guys really are all at once. No, he's trying to basically, you know, he knows how strong he is, so he's trying to save them basically. He's trying to make sure that they understand that they have no way out of this. Toby is a little taken aback here because he probably is trying to figure out what to say in this point. Because, I mean, he knows how strong Goku is, and he cannot fight him. The Akatsuki cannot fight him. The best thing he can do is trap him, which is exactly what he was trying to do. But then he decides, you know what, I'm going to come clean, and he says that I indeed am from the Akatsuki. And he says there's something from the way that you see the world that is illogical and has bothered me from the day that we met, and that is that Tsunade gave him one perspective of the world and he does not question it. Basically, it's the same thing that happened to us watching Naruto. We see the Naruto perspective of everything and we don't question it, as opposed to the characters of Naruto, like a character like Sasuke that did question it, and we see what happened with him at the end. And Goku just responds with, "She's my friend." And Toby says people can be deceived and be spreading misinformation. How do you know you're not being lied to right now? Like, you can be lied to very easily. Goku says, "I trust my friends," very, very plainly, meaning that the one or two interactions that he's had with Tsunade has cemented their friendship, as opposed to him being basically constantly talked to by Toby, who, you know, he doesn't regard as a friend at all. And again, Toby, without words, he just basically gives up. He's like, "You know what? Why do I even bother? Let's get back to business. I appreciate your offer, but I refuse. Deep down, we both know you're only here because you want to see what we've prepared for you," which is true. And I mean, he knows Goku enough to know that Goku wants a challenge. Goku literally powers up, which is enough to kill anybody really in this universe, and he says, "Remember, you asked for this." And for a second I thought like the artwork had him with a halo, and I was like, when did Goku die? But no, that's just part of the boom of him not transforming, but him blowing up in aura and powering up. Goku powers up, and just him powering up shatters the illusion around him. This I did not see coming at all. Like, so everything around him was an illusion to show that there is nothing there. It's all peaceful. There's an altar right here. No, he's deep in the woods and he's literally surrounded by Akatsuki members, and he says as much. He says, "Nice to meet you guys, Akatsuki members." It's like being this blatantly cocky to someone so strong is such a Goku move. Not only a Goku move against villains that are as powerful or more powerful than he is, like we've seen in the entirety of Dragon Ball. That's why Goku is a top tier OC, but this is Goku against people that are weaker than him, and he knows that. That's why it's so satisfying, because these guys are so powerful in their own right in this universe, and Goku's kind of stepping all over their name. And I love seeing these interactions with the Akatsuki members, because he is smarter than they all thought. I mean, he found out about the trick relatively quickly, and he shattered the genjutsu as well. But Pain says no, he's just on his guard. He's not really smarter, because if he was smart with his power and his speed, he would just kill every single person that's here right now relatively easily. But he's waiting for them. He's waiting for them to make the first move. And Kazama is just throwing shade on the genjutsu itself, but it isn't the genjutsu. It's the power that Goku holds to break something just with his sheer will alone. That's all it takes for Goku to crack something like this. Pain says that he does not want to make it something that they're fighting within a genjutsu. Someone as arrogant, as cocky as this guy, they need to teach him a lesson. They need to teach him a little pain. And so they're going to go with plan B, because plan A failed miserably, and he's sending in Deidara and Itachi, which, I mean, if you're trying to send in a message that, you know, genjutsu is not the way to go, I don't know if Itachi's the one to send in, but I mean, Deidara, he may have explosives that could actually, you know, rip some of Goku's clothing or something. So Itachi jumps up and does a Katan no Jutsu, or a Gokyan no Jutsu, which I'm assuming is probably just the same fireball but black, essentially. I'm thinking that's what it is, or maybe it could just be a fireball. But as you guys can see here in this lovely panel that Hokbo has created for us, yeah, Goku is literally whistling. He's unfazed because it's literally just fire, and I mean, you know, like, it's just fire, bro. But as he easily brushes it aside with some artwork here that's incorporating like the exclamation language around these attacks and these movements that could rival even Dragon Ball New Age, yeah, some spiders fall out of nowhere. I'm assuming out of the fire, and they are probably like massive explosive spiders, or these could be ants, I don't know. But Goku looks a little freaked out by them. But this is how Goku, I mean, this is how Goku's going to, you know, possibly get hurt here, is if he lowers his guard down enough, because right now he's facing off against ninja, which is not something he's really used to facing. So they can actually catch his blind spot and, you know, really catch him at odds here and get him off his footing relatively easily. The spiders surround Goku, and Deidara unleashes them to a massive explosion, something that would probably level city blocks, kill anybody in its path. And yet, yeah, Goku is a little bit disappointed here. He's like, at this level of type of explosion or just firepower, it's literally just smoke. It's not something that he is going to be taking too seriously. And then he feels someone behind him. And when Goku turns around, he sees himself in the Akatsuki cloak. And Goku's like, are you guys serious? Another genjutsu? That will not work on me anymore. And he powers up to shatter this genjutsu and, you know, destroy this fake Goku. I mean, I just love the fact that we're getting Goku in the Akatsuki cloak, because it's just like that one meme or that one artwork that was going on a few years back that had Goku in the same cloak. So we're actually getting it in manga form. The genjutsu does not shatter, and instead the Akatsuki Goku actually impacts the real Goku and punches him. So this can only mean one thing, and I am just so hyped for the next chapter, and that is that this Goku right here that we're seeing right now, that Goku is real. It is a Goku Akatsuki version, maybe from a different dimension, maybe created in reality, as long as the genjutsu holds up. And so the same level of strength as Goku, just more likely with ninjutsu, genjutsu, or taijutsu, something along those lines. And so it's the same trick that happened with the female Goku, which I'm hoping to see again, but this time we're getting just a different, a more ninja-like Goku version, which I absolutely adore. I cannot wait to see what happens next, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys are thinking about this new Dragon Ball Shippuden episode. This is going to be BlackScape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.